Well, good morning and welcome to Vision. My name's James Vandenberg, and you picked a great Sunday to be here, and I'm glad you're here. We got Tim and Nico here. I'm glad they're here. We got the Higher Vision Choir here today. And we have a very special new member to the Higher Vision Choir. Have you noticed? Ernest Holmes has joined the choir, and this is his audition morning. We'll see how good he does, all right? But for now, oh no, Mitch, I didn't point at you. Bless your heart. Let's all stand together and celebrate being together.
I give great thanks for this day, for awakening to this beautiful, precious day, to this day that is a gift of God, from God to us, to do whatever we wish, to live the fully self-actualized life of Spirit through us and as us into the world, to be the love that God is, to be the joy that God is, to be the peace that God is. Right here, right now, we demonstrate the qualities of God in us, as us, and through us to the world around us, and we are the light. And we share that light with others, and we lift not only ourselves, but everyone around us, giving great thanks for this one life of God's individualizing itself as us, giving great thanks for the truth of God is, I am. I simply let it be, and so it is. I just love that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh. Thank you. Good morning. How is everyone? Great. I love it. Vibrant, radiant, and dynamic, right? Oh my God, let's say it. I am vibrant, radiant, and dynamic. Let's say it again with feeling. You ready? I am vibrant, radiant, and dynamic. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Good morning. So James, how did Ernest do? Not off key, not once. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Good. Okay, we have the choir today. The choir's back. It's always a special day when the choir comes back in September after the hiatus. Everybody have a good, fulfilling hiatus? Fun, travel, rest, relaxation. I know. It's lovely, isn't it? But I am so glad you're back. It just makes the month, doesn't it, when the choir's back? Oh, goodness. Let me tell you about our practitioners. Let's do that, because I know that sometimes we have something on our heart, right? We come, somebody says, hey, how you doing? I'm fine. Yeah, but are you really, right? Sometimes we say it, but we don't mean it. That's why we have licensed practitioners. So practitioners and ministers, please raise your hand. Look around. Oh my gosh, look around. Look around at all these beautiful souls. They are here to pray with us and for us. There are prayer request forms in your bulletin. You can fill it out and just prayer request, right? Whatever. I can't find peace right now. I'd love peace, or I'd love love. Whatever it is, put that on the prayer request. Put your phone number on. We can call you at home, pray with you over the phone. We can leave a prayer on your voicemail so you can listen to it and then listen to it again and then listen to it again. I love that part. It's so wonderful, so that you really get it. You really get the truth of who and what you are, right? God's own. Spirit expressing in form. That's what we are. So do that. Thank you for carrying the prayer boxes around. We pray, the whole practitioner team, the whole ecclesiastical team, including ministers, pray every week on all of those prayer requests. So do that, and leave your phone number, and let us pray with you on the phone. It allows us to live the calling on our heart, which is to pray. That is why we said yes to this particular role in life. So do that. What else? Oh, I know. I always, pretend like I don't know what I'm doing, but I do. These are guest packets. If you are a guest here today, if you're just visiting Vision, if you're church hopping or church shopping or doing whatever it is you do, pick up one and read it. It tells you all about who we are as a spiritual community, our affiliation with Centers for Spiritual Living worldwide. We are worldwide. It's amazing, right? We're all over the place. You can't go anywhere without running into a Center for Spiritual Living somewhere. But this tells you all about that. And it also has a greeting on the front we say every week to remind ourselves, and also to say for our guests. You ready? Let's say it together. Whoever you are and wherever you are welcome here. You are safe and you are loved. Yay, don't you love that part? I know, I love that part. And I love this part too. If you're feeling up to it, I would love for you to turn to someone and say, oh, the choir will do it great. Turn to someone and just say, welcome to Vision. It's a lovely thing. Now I'm going to turn it back to you, James, and you're going to do the centering song with our lovely choir and prepare us for our 5-minute meditation. Thank you.
Good morning. So, my name is Diane Russell. I am a staff minister here at Vision. I'm going to read you a couple of quotes. You allow those to move into the silence, into your heart, and we can allow the bowl back there to bring us into and out of the 5-minute meditation. So the first quote is from Wayne Dyer. Peace can become a lens through which you see the world. Be it, live it, radiate it out. Peace is an inside job. And the second quote is from Ernest Holmes. We are poised in a sense of peace, which comes from our complete faith in God as the light, power, and inspiration of our life. There will be no uneasiness or anxiety about any outcome if we know that every step of the way God goes with us. know with me that there is one and only one. It is the one source of all life. It is the one source of all good. It is that which moves in and through us. It is the life force, the energy, the love. And that one is present in our lives always. If we are not feeling that, it's us. Because that one, this presence, which is God or Spirit or whatever you call it, is always present. It is with us always. As we recognize and heal any fractured or broken bits in our life, whether they be emotional, physical, individual, or collective, we bring peace to ourselves and to the world. That healing takes place by knowing deeply our oneness and our wholeness and our connection to each other and to the whole. I know this is true. And I know it true for me and true for each one within the sound of my voice or that is receptive to it. I know that healing takes place naturally and easily when we are aligned with our one self, oneness. So know with me that healing takes place in our lives right now, instantly. Know that all those little places, emotional, physical, financial, any of those places in our lives that feel not quite full, can be healed with our knowing, with our acceptance, with our love, with our recognition of who and whose we really are. I know that for each one experiencing anything that is not the fullness of life, that there is that healing available and happening now. I know that love is love no matter where or who or with or why, it's always love. And so right now I recognize all wholeness as good. I recognize the power and the presence of God in each one of our lives. I recognize the wholeness that love is. And I am grateful for all of it. I am grateful. I'm just so grateful this morning. And so with that gratitude and with the knowing that all words are complete in physical form, in mind, I just let these words be free, done in the mind of God, and done in form. And together we say, and so it is.
peace. Yes, that's what we're about, peace. And this month's theme is pieces into peace. And so today's talk is a piece of peace, just a piece of it. Sometimes that's all you've got, right? It's just a piece of it. We started off the month talking about falling apart, which is, there's where all the pieces come from. We fall apart first, and then we talked about coming together. And then last week we talked about praise well with others, which is prayer, which is one of the ways we get to peace, right? Within ourselves, we get to peace. So today we're looking at all of those pieces and all of the things that are at our disposal to transform chaos into peace, fear into peace, lack into peace, whatever it is that we are experiencing that is something less than, right, peace, to transform it into peace. Because really, we all want peace, don't we? I mean, isn't that really, I think that's really, peace, harmony, the abundance of good. And we all have certain ideas about what that means, right? Someone said, everybody is looking for heaven. Everyone's looking for heaven, right? And right here, we have oceans, and we have mountains, and we have rivers, we have forests. Oops, where'd I go? I'm here. Never mind. We have forests, and we have streams, and we have animals, and we have birds. What other heaven are you looking for? Right? It's right here. Ernest Holmes said this. He said, we lack peace because we have torn the universe into pieces and set one agency against the other. In the din and the roar of human conflict has so filled our ears with discord that we no longer hear heavenly voices. Our eyes have become blinded by self-grief and self-inflicted wounds. We do not even behold the harmony of nature. Right? We're just fear-filled. We're just fear-filled. We're not in love. And when we are fear-filled, we're not in love. And when we're filled with love, there's no room for fear. You think that would be the logical choice, right? It is that simple. Ernest Holmes said, our philosophy is simple, but maybe not easy, right? Not easy sometimes. And so that's what we want to talk about. The things that throw us off center, right? And the things that we can do to preserve that peace, to return us to peace, because that's how we want to be in the world. We want to be spirit in action. We want to be the peace of God in form, out in the world. And yeah, it may not be easy, but it is simple. It is a simple philosophy, right? Nona Brooks, who was one of the founders of Divine Science, said, there is only one thing, one condition to be healed: our misconceptions. That's it, right? It shouldn't be this way. It should be some other way. That's our misconceptions. Dissatisfaction keeps us from peace, right? Our own judgment. It shouldn't be this way. It should be some other way. If this, then that, right? How we always predict stuff. If this happens, then you know what? What'll happen? You know what'll happen? This'll happen. If this happens, then that happens. We're always predicting the future. If this, then that. And we warn each other. We are all graduates of MSU. And I'm going to clean this up. And I'm going to say it's called making stuff up. Making stuff up. We're all graduates of MSU. If this, then that. Right? Don't we make predictions all the time? Well, if this happens, then you know what? Which is right down the road to hell, If this happens, then that'll happen. And all that does is keep us in fear and keep us in lack and keep us in limitation and keep us in despair and keep us from being visited by our friends, right? Nobody wants to hear that. It plays out in all sorts of ways. It plays out in all sorts of ways, and we grew up hearing this. And so we've just taken it on ourselves. We grew up hearing if then, right? If this, then that. If you don't eat your vegetables, you're not going to grow up to be big and strong. If you don't do your homework, you're going to fall behind. If you don't take those AP courses, you'll never get into the college of your choice. If you don't get into the right fraternity, you'll never be able to network for that great job. If this, then that. Haven't we heard this all our lives? Or is it just me? I mean, this is how I grew up, right? This is a thing. If this, then that. And so now we're grown, we say it to ourselves. Oh, we do it to ourselves, don't we? Oh, God, if I don't get enough sleep, I'm going to be horrible tomorrow. Oh, if I go out with my friends, I won't be able to get up in the morning. Oh, if this, then that. If this, then that. We say it to ourselves all the time. And do we really know that? Right? Here's what I know. I know that when we're anxious, we try to control stuff. We try to control stuff. And that's fear. So if this, then that is fear. That is a fear statement. If I lose my job, I'll lose the money. If I lose the money, then I'm going to lose the house. If I lose the house, I'll lose my place in society. If I lose my place in society, I lose my standing. If I lose my standing, I lose my stuff. We all wind up living under a bridge. That's the only place that story goes. It's the only place that story can go, is we're homeless living under a bridge. Yeah, it's going to be real crowded under that bridge. It's the only place that story can go. And here's the thing, the story is only a story. It's just in my head. The if this, then that, if this, then that, if this, then that, and taken to the extreme, that's what happens, right? We're anxious with if this, then that, and we all become fortune tellers and soothsayers, saying sooth, whatever that is, right? We have to interrupt the if this, then that paradigm, because it's just a story we are making up in our heads. It hasn't happened. It is just a story we're making up in our heads. So why don't we make up another one? Oh my God, if I lose my job, I get a better job. Never thought of that. If I lose my house, I'll get a better house. It's all in our minds. Right? The story, the if this, then that, is a story we're making up, and it's all in our minds. The call is coming from inside the house, And we're the only ones doing the thinking in there. Nobody's thinking it for us. We're the only ones thinking it. And Ernest Holmes said this. He said, what is fear? Nothing more or less than the negative use of faith. Faith misplaced. This belief in two powers instead of one. A belief that there can be a power opposed to God, whose influence and ability may bring us evil. Right? This whole idea, this whole belief in duality. And what do we really know? If we let go of the if this, then that, what do we really know right here, right now, in this present moment? I know I have enough air to breathe. I know in this present moment there is shelter. I know in this present moment there is food to sustain me. Well, after the celebration, hospitality. I know in this present moment I am at peace. Right here, right now. This is what I know. Deepak Chopra said, in the midst of movement and chaos, keep to the stillness within you. Keep to the stillness within you. Develop the habit of sinking down into the peace that resides within you instead of reacting to the chaos around you. I always picture that boat, the boat that's on the surface and it's flipping and flopping around because the wind is blowing and the waves are crashing and there's whitecaps everywhere. But if you follow the anchor chain down to the bottom, it's peaceful there. There's nothing, it's tranquil. There's not a thing happening there but peace. That's where our spiritual practice must bring us. Down there to that peaceful place. This is what our spiritual practice provides. Right? That respite, that sanctuary that is within us. Travel down that anchor cord to the stillness of the depth of your oneness as spirit. I've got really good advice for you. I don't usually give advice. The Buddha says never do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. You don't have to react to everything that bothers you. That's it. I don't have to react to everything that bothers me. Sometimes it's worth it to breathe, to let it go, and protect my peace. Right? Sometimes it's just not worth it. Remember, when we are bothered by something, it's within us. That something is within us, not the person that lit us up, right? Or the person that offended us, or the person that did whatever we think is wrong. It's not in them, it's in us. Right? When somebody says something and offends you, it's within you. Healing means taking an honest look at the role that you play in your own suffering. Ouch. We have to go within first and foremost and forever, to change whatever that is. Right? Whatever that is, whatever that we got lit up by, because usually it's an old button, isn't it? It's an old button we installed years and years and years ago, and somebody comes along and goes, and pushes it, and we get offended. And so being offended is like forever trying to change people, places, and things around us so that we can be at peace, right? You can't say this to me, you can't do that, you can't be here. Right? If I can change all the things around me so I could be at peace, I'll finally be at peace. It reminds me of that old story, that old shoeless man who kept hurting his feet, and he thought, well, the only way to stop hurting his feet is to cover the earth in leather. Right? That's what we do when we try to fix all the people, places, and things around us so we don't get offended. That's what we're doing. We're trying to cover the earth in leather. And how's that working out for us? Right? Not so much. Not so much. Ernest Holmes said, to be at peace means to relax and let the divine flow through us. Relax and let the divine flow through us. That's power. That is true power. When we are not relaxed, when we're anxious, when we're not at peace, when we're not at rest, we cut off the divine flow through us. It's almost like a garden hose. Did you ever, kink a garden hose? You hold it like that, nothing comes through. That's what it's like when we're fretting, when we're fretful, when we're anxious, when we're trying to control the situation. It's like folding that garden hose in half. Spirit cannot flow freely through us when we're not relaxed and at rest. We cannot be at peace if we're not in the flow. We cannot be at peace. We cannot offer peace to someone else if we're ourselves anxious. Ernest Holmes said this. He said, no one can be at peace in his own mind if he or she is harboring negative mental attitudes of fear and doubt and malice and hatred. No one can be free from anxiety unless there is something greater takes place, and that something greater is faith, confidence, and assurance. No one can be happy unless he is in wholeness. And no one can feel that wholeness unless he or she knows that they are rooted in God. Right? Then when you know you are rooted in God, when you know you are nothing but an outpicturing of the divine life of spirit, what is there to be afraid of? There's nothing, because consciousness is everything. We look there first. Consciousness is everything, so we look there first. So if someone says something and we get offended, look within first. What is there about that upsets me so? What is there about that upsets me so? Why does that light me up? Because most of the time, I got to tell you, it's a false belief we're holding on to about something or someone or even ourselves, right? It's some false belief we're hanging on to that we get offended by, and we look at that thing, right? And we get all lit up by it. We must examine our need to be offended. What is it about that offends me? What are you defending by being offended? I think that's even the better question. What are you defending by being offended by something? What is it? When someone says something and you become all offended, you have to defend, right? Because you feel attacked. Attack, defend. You know the attack, defend paradigm. So what is it that you are defending? Are you defending your wound? Right? Are you defending that button that you've installed years ago? That button that says nobody can say this or that because then it'll upset me? We get offended all the time, right? Somebody says something about our team and we get all lit up, Somebody gets, those shoes don't match that bag, It's like, get all offended, right? What do you mean, that Michigan is not as good as whatever? Where are you? Sorry, right? We get all offended about things like that, right? What about our candidate? Somebody says something about the candidate. We get all. What are we defending? And are you defending something that's worthy of your defense? Do I need to be the defender of this particular thing? Wow. And what if I choose not to be the defender of whatever? The color of these shoes, or what school I graduated from, or what my school's logo is. I had my 50th reunion, and somebody posted a picture of our T-shirt, of our graduation T-shirt, on our 50th reunion website the other day, and I looked at it and I said, "Oh my God, I can't believe that was our senior T-shirt." It was a big picture of the Wagner Falcons on a big old picture of a beer stein. I was like, yeah, well, drinking age was 18 in New York, so what the hell, Anyway, but somebody got offended by that. And they wrote on Facebook, was that the real Yeah, unfortunately, it was the real T-shirt. Yes, it was. You're just making that up. Somebody got offended by that. Why? What's the point? What difference does it make? What if I choose not to be the defender and I choose peace instead? What if I choose not to be the defender of this thing, whatever it is? The sports team, or the political candidate, or the color shoes I wear. What if I choose not to be the defender of this thing? Does it need me to be its defender? What if I choose not to, and I choose peace instead? Well, there'd be no social media, I know that. There would be no more social media if everybody practiced not being the critic or the defender of every issue that comes down, right? Absolutely not. Now, not reacting to things is not the same as not doing anything, right? I'm not talking about that. I think our fear, maybe, or our false belief is, well, if I don't stand for it, it'll run amok. If I don't do something about it, if I don't say something about it, if I'm not the defender of this position, then it'll all go haywire. It'll all go amok. And so I'm not saying don't do, and I'm not saying do nothing. What I am saying is walk in the direction of your ideals. Walk in the direction of your ideals, right? Stop entertaining how bad things can get and start walking in the direction of your dreams, your highest good, your divine ideals, whatever they are. Stop dwelling in the fear of the if this, then that, right? The road to hell. Stop dwelling in that and embrace the vision. I think Michael Beckwith said, if we, what did he say? Wait, I got it. We're pulled by the pain, we're pushed by the pain until we're pulled by the vision. And I love that idea, right? We have a tendency to fall into the if this, then that, if this, then that. Oh my God, we're going to go to hell. Oh, the whole place is going to fall apart. Oh my God, we're all doomed. Chicken Littles, right? Chicken Littles. Political ads. Anybody watch TV that has commercials anymore? Does anybody do that? I don't think anybody does, but if you do, don't. Because political ads are famous for this. Be afraid, be very afraid, because if the other person wins, oh my God, we're going to hell. If the other person wins, oh my God, we're going to hell, right? Blah, 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 all the time, both sides. If this, then that. If this, then that. And here's the really interesting thing. I've been thinking about this year, because it's an election year, is that this country doesn't stand a chance of having a third party, that is a legitimate, vote-getting party, because the human race consciousness here, we have so fallen into duality, where if this, then that, right? Our whole thought process is this or that, this or that, this or that, duality. We have fallen into duality so deeply that it's this or that. That's it. It's all you get. That's your only choice. And I don't think until we resolve that anything will change. It'll continue to be this or that, which is right back where we started. If this, then that. And what I'm saying is it's not hopeless, and it's not, then I just won't do anything at all. I'll just, like those people that say, I just don't watch TV, or I just don't watch the news, or I just don't listen. I'm just not political. Oh, honey, if you're alive, you're political, right? But the thing is, I'm not saying don't do anything. I'm saying do something. Be for something. Like Ernest Holmes said, be for something and against nothing. So if you fall closer to one candidate than the other, then vote for them, Then work for them. Then make phone calls for them. Walk your precincts for them, right? Hand out flyers for them. If that's what you want to do it. Do something, right? What did Ernest Holmes say? Treat and move your feet. So this is the move your feet part. If you are for something, thank you, Reverend Diane, he said, be for something and against nothing, right? Be for something and against nothing, because we don't want to look at what we don't want. We want to travel in the directions of our dreams. We want to travel in the direction of our highest ideal, right? Because we don't want to do this because this is the fear place. We want to do this because this is the faith place. And if we're looking at two sides of the same coin, like Ernest Holmes said, fear and faith, two sides of the same thing. We want to act out of faith and not out of fear. We want to get rid of the if this, then, that. We want to treat and move our feet. Affirmative prayer and do something. Be for something and not against it, right? We don't do things out of fear. Doing things out of fear just does not work. It doesn't work. The if this, then that doesn't work. And that is the anxiety that kinks off the hose of spiritual energy flowing through us. If you want to do something positive. Ernest Holmes said this, again and again it is written, the words of God are yea and amen. Right? Yea and amen, which signifies that for God to know is to be. That's it. Suppose one could reach the place where he or she no longer contemplated adverse conditions, opposing forces, or divided powers of good and evil. Would they not be at peace, their mind tranquil? Could they ever again be afraid? No. This is where our peace lies. This is where our peace lies. In keeping the high watch, like Emma would say, in knowing the highest and best truth that there is not in conflict. It's not in arguing with our neighbor. It's in holding the high watch. Emma used to say, holding the high watch means watching God work. Watching God work in and through our lives. Keeping the high watch, watching the workings of God in and through and as your life. Guess what? God does not need you to control it. Tell it what to do and where to go and who to blame. Be for something and against nothing. Be grateful for all the good around us, the mountains and the streams and the oceans and the birds. Stop wondering how bad things can get if this, then that. And start imagining how good things can be in our lives and moving toward that. Grab your piece of peace. Grab your piece of peace. Don't look at anybody else. It's your peace. Ernest Holmes said, the life within us awaits our acceptance of it. The keynote of thought through every corner of our mind and in every fiber of our being should be that life works in and through us. Learn to see through the confusion into the peace, through the sickness into the health, through the poverty into the success and abundance. Believe in the all-sustaining good. Learn to trust God and be at peace. Thank you. I love that. That is just so beautiful. So now it is time for the conscious circulation. This is our opportunity to give back, to be in the flow, to be faith-filled, to know that Spirit gives and we repeat that over and over again, and we can never outgive God. So if you're choosing to give thank you, keeps us doing what we do within these walls and outside in the community, and we're grateful. And it's about practicing that as well, right? Gratitude. So think of your gift. If it's either in your hand or in your bank, just think about it. I want you to be conscious of it. That's what this is, conscious circulation. So bring it to mind and let us pray, knowing that there is only one source and supply. It is Spirit always, whether it comes through your bank or your trust or your job or your inheritance or your loved one or your boss or whatever it is. Know that ultimately it is from source. All the good that comes to us from Spirit. And it flows through us. And we pass it on to those people, places, and things that inspire us or that we believe in or that stand for the things that we stand for. And so I know and accept that Vision is that place, the place of unconditional love and joy and sharing and caring and supporting, that we see each other as spirit and form, and that we lift each other up in good times and challenging times. And that is what spiritual community does. So I am so grateful for this community called Vision. I know the good that it is and the good that it does, and I am ever so grateful. So I know that these contributions, these gifts go toward that, toward creating even a brighter light called Vision, that light on the hill that absolutely is welcoming, unconditionally loving, and so it is. So beautiful. I so appreciate that. This is the time for our Miracle Minute, and I do have one. This is from RK, initials, RK. Anyway, she said, I'm no longer living in my van. That is answered prayer. I have rent to pay, and I would like an increase in income to support this, as the rent takes quite a bit of a chunk out of her Social Security. So continue praying for her, practitioners, community, and she accepts the prayers, and she is grateful for the demonstration already occurring. And I have her phone number for practitioners, so I'll submit it for prayer from us as well. So yay, I love that. Wonderful demonstration of answered prayer. And now it is, oops, where are you? Now it's time for the last word. by Johnny Kirko.
Where am I? Where am I? I'm over there singing. Hello, everybody online. We continue our meet and greet right after the celebration. We have a practitioner available for one-on-one prayer. Say hello to our community out abroad. Those of us in the room, we are having a fantastic hospitality. We are celebrating National Hispanic Heritage Month. So stick around, have some lunch with us. And then Larry says they're doing Native American food next week. So if you want to make up something for that too. Thank you if you did make something. Nancy, thank you. And anybody else who brought stuff, we appreciate that. So right after we're done here, we've got 2 events going on. JP Scheidemann I'm giving you 10 seconds, JP, come on up. He's got a men's group he's starting up, and he's going to be meeting in this room over here, which is Hazel's room.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So the idea of this men's group is or circle, is to have a regular meeting and create a space for anyone who identifies as male. They can gather with brothers and who share a similar spiritual path. Traditional societies have had men's circles to support each other with wisdom and spiritual teachings. So we can possibly have support, fellowship, social connection, perhaps provide mentorship, and find ways to integrate our spiritual life. And all that will be decided by those who show up in this exploratory meeting. I want to say that to be successful, this concept, this thing, needs the wishes and energies of the men of this community. So if you are interested, please attend today at noon. We could start earlier for those who, maybe 11:45 or something like that. And we're meeting in there.
There you go. Thank you, JP. So 11:45 we'll meet. Also, there's the introduction to sacred geometry. Hummingbird, come on up. She wants to talk a little bit about it. It's a workshop with a love offering, and we're set up over in. Come on, keep coming. I'm going to talk till you're up here. So there you go.
I was waiting for you to finish. So we're meeting in Marjorie's room, and so just join me for this mysterious and powerful exploration of sacred geometry. In this class, we will learn the history, mysteries, and some of the cultures who use sacred geometry. Actually, it's in nature too. We will also discuss how nature is filled with sacred geometrical shapes, and we will go through 2 guided meditations in regards to the Vesica Pisces, which is up there, and also the wonderful, well, I'll tell you when you get there.
Thank you, Hummingbird. That's at noon, and that's also in Marjorie's room over there, and it's based on a love offering. So a couple of events we got going on in the next 2 weeks. First of all, Wednesday night's open mic night. Come and sing or read or just be in the audience. We need people in the audience, too, and there's some really good talent who keeps coming in. So enjoy that with us, 7 p.m. on Wednesday evening. We have the Yacht Rock Big Band, Donnell Big Band show coming up, and that's on Monday the 30th, and it's going to be a fantastic concert. If you haven't seen these guys, it's 12-piece band who's going to be up here. Fantastic music. He's built some new stuff. Yacht Rock. Tickets are available in the Resource Center or online. You can purchase them also in the V newsletter I send to you. Also, Joe Rathburn with Peter Boland. They're going to be doing some Neil Young. They're set up to do it on the 2 Thursdays from now. So tickets are available for that, and we'll talk more about that. On Saturday of that week, which is October 5th, I believe, we are having a celebration of life for Mr. Steve Cooper. And we will be in this room on a Saturday at noon. We invite you to come and be a part and celebrate his life. His 2 daughters will be here and family and stuff. So come and be a part of celebration for Steve Cooper. Want to mention also for you, in the month of October, we are doing the Out of the Darkness Walk again. It's headed up by Scott Lair. And yes, you can give him a hand. Thank you, Scott. There's 2 ways you can support. You can either walk, and you get to walk, and then you get other people to donate, or you donate. And you can do that right online on our website. You just go to the calendar on October 5th, and you'll see it in there, and you can sign up to do either donate or to walk. What's that? What date is it?
It's the 19th.
October 19th. So anyway, that guy needs to be better prepared when he comes up here. That's what we have going on. So October 19th. Next week, Reverend Patti will be back. Her talk title is A Gathering of Doves. We have Joe Rathburn in the house band, and we'll see. How about the Higher Vision Choir today? Welcome back. And we'll be even bigger and better next time. And if you want to join us, you can join us. And we're not practicing this Tuesday, but the Tuesday after, we'll start for October. And James has got a new song that he's working on. So we're really excited. So come and see us. Thanks.
I'd love for the practitioners and the ministers to come to the front of the room. Be ready for prayer. Be ready for prayer at the end of the celebration, because that's what we do. We sit down and pray with you. So if you've got something on your heart, you just want to feel peace, see a practitioner after the song ends. We're going to stand up and we're going to read our affirmations. They're on the big screen behind me. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's say them together. You ready? You with me? Okay. The love that lives within me conquers all. Infinite peace surrounds my life. I am able to shift to calm energy whenever I desire. And I think that one's important. I think it's important for us to know. Take a deep breath. And let's say that again. I am able to shift to calm energy whenever I desire. So it is. Giving great thanks for this morning, for each and every person here who brings his or her own energy into this space to just share with us the energy of love, the energy of joy, the energy of laughter. The energy lifts all of us. I give great thanks for the participants here at Vision, for those online. I know and accept that you're sending the love in as well, and that we fill this space with love, and it pours out the doors as we leave, that we spill that love into the community, into our families and friends and our workplaces, that we are the place where Spirit shows up as love and as peace. And little by little, we change the world, giving great thanks. I simply let it be, and so it is.
Truth.